I want a rogue-class starfighter with elite weapons, cloaking device, the works. Oh, and triple my usual rate.
What's up guys, Nukin here, and I'm back with another Galaxy Heroes video. It's good to have you back. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I make videos all the time about Galaxy of Heroes. We're gonna be going over the brand new, piloted by the recently reworked Cad Bane, Xanadu's Blood. This is the third bounty hunter ship that has come to the game, so now you can run a full starting lineup of bounty hunter ships if you so desire. So we had Slave 1 when the ships came out. We recently got Boss Houndtooth, and now we have Cad Bane doing some work with the bounty hunters. It has breach mechanics. There's a bunch of stuff to go over. You can even win doing auto battles. So we're gonna go over the kit of the ship. We're also gonna take a look at some battles. This is gonna be a sort of initial impressions video. I might actually do a second one going a little bit further into depth into some theory crafting and some other options, maybe even including territory wars. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I think the ship is pretty good. There's probably more to come. And so without further ado, let's take a look at this ship. So let's get started. Here is the ship, Xanadu Blood. I think I'm butchering that. I think I'm just gonna call it XB or something for the rest of this video, just so I don't bother anyone if I'm butchering the name. Now you're gonna be able to unlock the ship right away when the event comes around. You'll be able to take the ship to 3 stars. I'm gonna be showcasing some 7-star gameplay with this ship. Now keep in mind you need to have at least a 5-star ship to have the level 3 reinforcement ability maxed out. So that's going to be another sort of threshold star level that you're interested, if you're interested in running the ship, that you might want to consider. I think this ship is actually potentially viable at lower stars. You could probably run the ship at 3 or 4 stars as well, just like Houndtooth. And I'm actually going to be covering some of these topics in a more in-depth video, probably going to be released even as soon as later today or tomorrow, because I'm really digging ships. I've been missing the ship content, and I've been really wanting to cover the Houndtooth, and I haven't gotten around to it. So I'm gonna knock 2 birds with 1 stone and come out with some bounty hunter ship video content. Now basically, let's look at the kit right now for just this ship and see what our initial impressions are. So first off, this ship is piloted by Cad Bane. I'm gonna be calling it XB for this video. It's a dark side bounty hunter scoundrel support ship. It's a debilitating bounty hunter support that shuts down enemies. So as a support ship, it actually hits quite hard, so you'll be able to basically do decent amount of damage just with this support ship. Now let's take a look at the kit. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot of abilities. This is the crew power, cloak and dagger. Now the unique cloak and dagger basically gives the ship stealth at the start of the encounter, and then also whenever any scoundrel ally suffers a critical hit, which is going to be quite often because you're going to have Houndtooth probably in there who's going to be absorbing a lot of damage, and some of those attacks are going to be critical hits. So the ship will be able to enter stealth, so in theory it should be able to kind of protect itself even though the ship could be a low star amount. On top of that, bounty hunter allies are going to be dealing bonus damage equal to 10% of the target's max health whenever they're damaging breached enemies. That's that new sort of debuff that was introduced with Houndtooth, and spoiler alert, the ship also can apply breach. Also on top of that, the breached enemies are going to have reduced amounts of damage output, minus 25% offense, so that's going to even make breach that much better. And speaking of breach, the ship applies breach on its basic attack for 2 turns. So before, only Houndtooth could do that, and only on a special. This is on a basic attack, so this is going to be applied all over the place, especially if you're on manual control. On top of that, you're going to have a 65% chance to attack twice, and that's kind of where the damage output comes out. When you have a ship that can capitalize off crit damage synergies or extra sort of other damage synergies, like maybe offense up for example, and you're attacking twice, you're basically compounding and capitalizing on those buffs. The last ability to cover here on the ship is the special. So it has 1 one special. It's called Rogue Maneuver, cooldown of 3. It's an AoE attack. It attacks all the enemies out on the field. It's an area of effect attack, and it's going to also inflict target lock on the weakest enemy for 2 turns. On top of that, you're also going to be able to call an ally to assist. You can target that ally, which is great on manual control, and you're inflicting breach. So you can inflict breach on the basic, you can inflict breach on the special, Houndstooth can inflict breach on the special. There's going to be breach all over the place. I also really quickly want to cover the reinforcement ability, which is called Into the Breach. Although I don't recommend probably putting the ship in the reinforcement position, the reinforcement ability is decent. You're going to inflict breach and it can't be evaded or resisted. That's nice. And so this ship can inflict breach basically all over the place. Additionally, you're also going to be able to inflict defense down on everyone, kind of like how the TIE Reaper does that. That can't be evaded, but it can be resisted. And then you have the retribution buff on all your scoundrel allies, which is going to be interesting. Houndstooth doesn't really do a lot of damage, and when you do the Slave 1 reinforcement ability to level 3, he kind of gives himself retribution. So yeah, I don't really think this is going to be something that you're going to need to rush to upgrade as a reinforcement or ever. So I just wanted to cover it though. Now let's take a look at some more gameplay footage. Let's take a look at basically how you can take the ship on auto and dominate the meta. All right, so let's take a look at some gameplay. We have the XB Xanadu's Blood, Cad Bane's ship. I hope I'm not really butchering that so badly. We have HT, that's Houndstooth, boss ship, and then we have Slave 1 sitting tightly in the reinforcements. I have the TIE Silencer in the starting rotation with them, and you can see here that we are full on autoing the Geonosian bugs, which are sort of the meta benchmark of what a good ship team is. Now, of course, at the very top, since the release of Houndstooth, people have been kind of running Sunfac as a reinforcement and starting off with Houndstooth, or having the Houndstooth come in as a first reinforcement, and that is, I would say, a little bit better than just the older standard Geonosian bug lineups that I did videos on, but not much better, I should say, and easily counterable. But the fact that basically this is a very strong fleet and you can full on auto it with these ships is very impressive. Now, if you're working on the Geonosians, I wouldn't just go ahead and stop working on them altogether, because first off, the Geonosians are very good ships. They're going to be useful in the long game for probably the next year. And also on top of that, these ships are brand new. They're, you know, if you didn't get the marquee packs, they're going to be sitting at 3 stars, and I'm still not sure if you can actually run the XB and the HT both at 3 stars. That seems like a little bit of a stretch, so I want to confirm that before I give you guys some farming advice. I'll probably cover that in my future video, probably as soon as tomorrow. I've been really wanting to make a lot more ship content. So now let's look at another battle. We're basically going to do the same thing, but we're going to run TIE Advance in the starting rotation now. So a lot of people have a geared up Darth Vader because it is a good character. He's iconic. Why not take him up? And so basically he's also a very strong ship, and some people have him 7 stars. I guess I should say a lot of people have him 7 stars. And you can see here that you can just replace the TIE Silencer with TIE Advance, and if not, I think the TIE Advance might actually be better than the TIE Silencer. So there are substitutions that you can make. If you don't want to run the TIE Advance or the TIE Silencer, you can probably throw in an extra attacker or support ship or tank, and you should be just fine. The synergy between the Houndstooth and XB, HT and XB, they are basically rocking it. And so I think that this team has some flexibility in choices of the team composition. Now you guys are probably wondering, okay, well that's cool. I want to see, this is the 3rd bounty hunter ship that's come to the game. I want to see all 3 bounty hunter ships in the starting rotation basically duking it out. And also, like, what fleet commander should I be running? I've been running the Executrix, I've been running the Chimera. What fleet commander, what capital ship should I be running? And I have some good news for you. The starting rotation of 3 bounty hunter ships is actually going to work. And on top of that, you can also run either the Chimera or the Executrix and do quite well. I also want to highlight one quick thing in this video. We've been autoing all these battles, by the way. We are about to tank the ultimate from the Executrix, and just take a look at basically how little damage. It's almost like it tickles us. All right, here comes the ultimate. You would think that all your ships would die, and basically no one took basically any damage. We lost a ship, but he was dangling by a thread. So a very strong, convincing auto victory. So now let's take a look at basically what we're talking about. What can we do with a starting lineup of bounty hunters? So here we have Slave 1 in the starting rotation, and we have all 3 bounty hunters kicking some butt, and this is full on auto. This first battle, I believe, is with the Chimera, and I'm going to showcase one last battle with a starting rotation of 3 bounty hunters with the Executrix on full auto as well. So basically, I'm showcasing that this team is going to be viable on the Executrix, on the Chimera. So if you don't have all your prestige on the Executrix, or you don't have all your prestige on the Chimera, just use the ship that you have the pilot geared up, that you have the prestige and the abilities leveled up to the max, and you should be fine. Now, I think also, if you're going to be running, if you have both ships kind of geared up and ready to go, I'm leaning on, kind of towards the Chimera. Ever since the Houndstooth came around, we finally have a ship that is kind of tanky enough to capitalize on the huge health regeneration component of the Chimera. That ability is very strong, and not a lot of people are running ships that can apply the healing immunity debuff. So I think Chimera is going to have kind of a revival. On top of that, we have 6-dot mods that are coming out with the mods 2.0 patch, and Thrawn is such a valuable character used in so many game modes. People are putting their 6-dot mods on Thrawn, taking him all the way up to max with even the Gear 12 plus pieces, because he's such a valuable character. And why not run Chimera as your fleet commander with 6-dot mods and max him out with Gear 12 plus? It makes sense, and I think now's the time to probably do that, because the Chimera is looking strong with this bounty hunter lineup, and I think that even the Chimera is sort of designed to counter the Houndstooth as well. So I'm liking the Chimera, I'm liking XB. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you enjoy the video? What do you think about the bounty hunters in Fleet Arena? Are they going to be able to dethrone the Geonosian bugs? And if you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below, and also let me know what you might want to see in a future video with the bounty hunters, with the Houndstooth and XB. I'm probably going to do a second video on this, so if you have anything you want me to cover, let me know down below. Share this video with your friends, smash a like on this video, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow probably.
The Force will be with you, always.